After years of anticipation and delay after delay, Sony's premier driving sim has finally left the garage. It's a massive game with tons of cars, features, and options, but does it all come together to truly make Gran Turismo 5 the ultimate driving experience? The main focus of GT5 is A-Spec, a career spanning 45 events, many of which are comprised of multiple races. Each event has a general theme, focusing on specific car classes like hatchbacks or muscle cars. You'll start with slower vehicles, working your way up to expensive supercars and professional racing machines. Each race awards you with cash and experience, and if you win events with gold trophies, you'll get free cars as well. Progression also unlocks special events based on specific brands and race cultures, highlighting the game's incredible breadth. This is where you'll be able to race go-karts, learn NASCAR fundamentals from Jeff Gordon, and take VW buses around the Top Gear test track, and go rally driving with Sebastian Loeb. License tests make a return, teaching you a full array of driving techniques through dozens of challenges. Completing each is simple, but winning gold takes incredible precision. Trying to shave off just a few tenths of a second from your time can be an incredibly addictive endeavor, but thankfully, licenses are no longer required to progress through the game. Instead, events and vehicles are limited by your driver level, which increases as you earn experience through any of the career and special events. Mirroring the structure of the main career, B-Spec lets you hire AI drivers to coach and manage using vehicles from your garage. You're essentially watching them race, monitoring their progress, and calling in simple directions for them, like suggesting they lower their pace through a tricky turn or advising them to overtake an opponent. It's a detached affair that only a fraction of players will appreciate beyond earning extra cars and cash. GT5's most touted statistic is a car list over 1,000 strong. To achieve that number, cars are split between 200 premium models and 800 standard models. The distinction doesn't affect how the cars drive, but visually, the standard models aren't nearly as complex, lacking cockpit views, and the ability to be customized to the same degree as the premium models. The decisions made to determine which cars receive the premium treatment are baffling at times. A 68 Fiat that struggles to reach 50 miles per hour is fully detailed, while one of the fastest cars on the road, the Bugatti Veyron, is stuck with a clunky standard model. And despite the wide selection of vehicles, Porsches are only available unofficially under the RUF brand. The split also affects how you acquire new vehicles. You can buy any premium car whenever you choose, but the used shop only stocks 30 standard cars at a time. Since some races require specific vehicle types, you may find yourself returning to the shop over and over between races until, say, a pickup truck finally appears. Customization is roughly on the same level as past GT games, allowing you to make generic mechanical upgrades like upgrading air filters, exhaust pipes, or adjustable transmissions. Visual customization is limited to a handful of rims, body kits, and paint jobs, so don't expect to create intricate paintings like in Need for Speed or Forza. Gran Turismo's track selection is over 20 strong, with 70 variations. It covers a lot of familiar territory, including Sarth, Daytona, and the Nürburgring. But there's also plenty of variety, including professional circuits, Tokyo night races, and off-road trails through dirt and snow. Additionally, a course maker lets you create and share tracks, but it doesn't give you much control of the overall layouts. After selecting the terrain and conditions you want, you're greeted with a group of drop-down boxes to adjust values on the pre-calculated curves and track complexity, and the mechanical implementation makes it difficult to create any specific design you have in mind. Online navigation feels a bit dated. To get into a race, you'll need to manually sift through other players' lobbies or set up your own, and there are no modes beyond standard races. To its credit, if you do host a game, there are options aplenty to limit vehicles and assists or institute collision penalties. The game also has a community tab that connects you to friends' profiles, photos, and other content, but there are no means to access the broader community to check out the best of the best or earn currency online. On top of everything previously mentioned, there are a number of free play modes and other features. In arcade mode, you can try out recommended cars or head-tracking camera controls enabled by the PlayStation Eye. There are time trials and drift trials to test your skills, and picturesque locales where you can take photos of your favorite car. Local 2-player split screen lets you compete on the couch, but doesn't include cockpit views or AI drivers, and car nuts will appreciate the daily museum cards and streaming video programs from Gran Turismo TV. The joy of Gran Turismo 5 is in the appreciation of the incredibly deep driving mechanics as you get to know each car and track inside and out. Managing your speed, taking the right angle through the turns, and pushing your car to the limits all play into your strategy and driving style. Handling feels natural and tailored to each machine, taking the car's weight distribution, drivetrain, and horsepower into account. Even small variables like changing an air filter or exhaust pipe can give you the edge in a race, and cars with a lot of mileage will get a performance boost if you take the time to change the oil or rebuild an engine. The surfaces of road courses are as meticulously detailed as the cars. You can feel the slight shifts and imperfections as you fly down the Nürburgring, and if you don't account for changes in traction as you crest over a hill, you can quickly lose control. You also have to account for skidding as you approach turns in dirt and snow, although these extra surface types don't have as much of a sense of variation as in Dirt 2. As most races focus on a specific class of cars, you won't be able to get comfy in one ride for long, and success is often determined by simply having the right machine for the job. There are also times when restrictions for events can be a little broad, and the game has no problem letting you take a Lotus Elise into a hatchback competition, which makes for no competition at all. AI drivers in Gran Turismo 5 don't exhibit much personality, content to take their place in line after the initial grid sorts itself out. They often seem unaware of your presence, bumping into you if you drive alongside them. It's rare to see them lose control, and when they do make mistakes, they can keep going without consequence. While GT5 has implemented some visual damage, smashing into another car head-on has no impact on controls, making it too easy to bump your way around a tricky course. These are clear areas where Gran Turismo still needs to improve and evolve, but whether you're flying down the side of a mountain in a rally car or trying to master the delicate cornering of a heavy NASCAR machine, the core driving experience is undeniable. The most disappointing and inconsistent aspect of Gran Turismo 5 is by far the visual presentation. Don't get us wrong, the premium car models are the most gorgeous we've ever seen. The realistic lighting shines throughout, and there's some jaw-dropping moments as the game runs in full 1080p with reflections galore. But like drawing a mustache on a supermodel, it's hard to appreciate how good a car looks when it's covered with jagged flickering shadows and poorly blended dust trails. Unbelievably, background elements like crowds and trees are crudely constructed or completely two-dimensional, while mountains, shadows, and other elements routinely pop up during rally races. Finish. The standard car models are serviceable in the right conditions, but up close, many don't look like they belong on the PS3. The chasm in quality between the premium and standard models is extreme indeed. Other elements have simply been surpassed by GT5's competitors. Dirt trails are flat, lack tire tracks or surface displacement, and the windshield rain effects look weak in comparison to F1 2010's. Visual damage merely amounts to deformed bumpers and a few smudges in most cases, but even when cars exhibit popped hoods and broken doors, there's never any scratched paint or cracked glass. The audio package features a wide enough range of engine noises, but collisions with other vehicles sound more like an acorn hitting the roof of a van. The soundtrack is good overall, with tunes from the likes of Friendly Fires and My Chemical Romance, and there's support for custom soundtracks if you own music loaded onto your PS3. What it all comes down to is that Gran Turismo 5 ultimately triumphs over its shortcomings. It's a matter of focus, as the most important aspects of the game are absolutely incredible, even as many areas fail to meet expectations. The range of driving experiences it presents you with is enormous, and the depth backing it up will make you fall in love with cars you've never even heard of before.